This is our first bookmark, and this is going over a few of the topics that we've done recently. So the first one is using known facts to derive unknowns. You can see in this work here, it's been done excellently, and these two answers are correct. This one, however, though, tricked most people in the class. So I've taken a photo of it. I'm just going to explain what the EBI is telling us here from the peer assessment. Use the easy way of multiplication instead of long division. Now, the trick was you were given the fact here that 234 times 789 was equal to that long number there, 184626. So the link between this question here and this question here shouldn't be a long multiplication. The 789 is the same here and here, and the 234 should be linked to the 117. What is the link? The 234 has been halved, okay? With that in mind, I'd like you to all now pause the video and attempt this question. Okay then, you should have got the answer 29,952. Other work that we've done as well is work on estimation. Now, we did waggles for the first time in our lessons, and what you are supposed to do, here is an example of excellent waggles, and I have done the work, but I've just shown the solution. And you have annotated exactly what's going on. So I did want to see rounded to 1 sig fig. I did want to see why we multiply the numbers at the front and adding in the zeros here. And I love these arrows here. It is absolutely excellent. This one also is very, very good. Does the same job. Both brilliant examples. I would like you now to look at your own waggle and then pause the video and attempt these two questions. The first answer you should have got was 400 times 90. And then you should have multiplied the 4 times 9 to get 36 and add the 3 zeros here. But the mistake that can be made on this one is people get 5.2 multiplied by 6.8. Newsflash, I don't know the answer to this. I can't estimate that. So what you should have done is you should have estimated to one significant figure. That becomes 5 times 7, which I can answer. That's 35. So the next thing we are going to look at, we've done the known facts, indices. Okay, when I looked in some of the books, for some reason this work was blank. That should not have been the case. If you did not get this in your sheet, you need to make sure you did what this person's work has done, where you put in the answers, okay? Just to reference that one really clearly, that should have said 1 over a to the power of n, and these are absolutely fine. But make sure that was on your sheet. That was said very clearly in lesson to be in your sheet. These indices here then, we should have known from those generalization rules that to the 3 over 2 meant that you square root, now that's had like a bonus 1 put in there, which shouldn't be there. It should say square root of 25. That's correct. And then once you've got that, you cube it. And what I loved about this work was that it showed it in stages every single time. Same one here, 16 to the power of 3 over 2, square root cubed, and again showing the answer was 4 cubed. And then finally for this one here, 4 to the, let's say finally, for the 4 to the 5 over 2, that meant that you square rooted because of this over 2 bit here means the square root, and then 5 being the number on the top is the power. The square root of 4 is 2. 2 to the power of 5 means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. It means that there's, I wrote the wrong thing, times 2. That means there's 5 and because of that power 5, so that's how we got 32, because 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, 16 times 2 is 32, so excellent work there. Final one then, it says 64 to the power of 2 over 3. That means you cube rooted that. Over 3 means the cube root there, and then squared because that's the top number. The cube root of 64 is 4, and then 4 squared is 16. Okay, could you now pause the video and attempt these 3 questions? Okay, and the answers were as follows. Again, show all your work. The more work you can show, the better. So the over 3 bit meant the cube root. The top number means I squared it. Cube root of 27 is 3. And then 3 squared, because you still have that squared there. 3 squared is 9. 121 to the power of a half just meant you square root it. The over 2 meaning squared, square rooted there. And then square root of 121 is 11. And then finally, the over 2 bit here meant square root. The top number being 3 meant cubed. And then the square root of 25 was 5. 5 cubed means 5 times 5 times 5. So 5 times 5 is 25, and then times that by 5 is the 125 I got there. Okay, final bit I want to talk about is the peer assessment that we've been doing. Some of the peer assessment has been excellent. Really impressed by this peer assessment here that states what they've done well. Not just you got the right answers. It says here you understood the questions, and then this is the bit I absolutely love. You can round accurately to one significant figure. Excellent. And then if we look at this peer assessment here, it says Megan showed rounding clearly. Brilliant, that's exactly what I'm after in our peer assessments.